about 2 days since I did this, or is it a day? I'm slightly losing track of things as well as my mind.
And the plot.
And the plot. Was it yesterday I did it?
And your marbles.
And my marbles? Maybe it was even yesterday that I did it. Anyway, I've come down to see if it's dried enough to get it out. Just before, I'm in my overalls because Jason and I are about to tackle another project. But what's giving me some, it hadn't fallen out from its wonderful platform, but I don't know if you can see there are some little gaps around the edge, which is giving me reason to hope that with a little jiggle it'll come out.
It's a beautiful little crack.
It's coming, but not everywhere. It's coming out. Why is it not coming out that corner? I need it to come out straight or it might get damaged.
Don't damage it, please. Show me, show me. Whoa, that's beautiful.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah, that's quite impressive, actually.
I need to film Marc's excitement face because I think that might be the first time I've ever seen it.
I'm very excited. It looks amazing.
Does it?
Yeah.
Do you want to do me a proper excitement face?
I'm very impressed. It's incredible. Oh. Ah, don't touch it.
I am going to have to do a tiny bit of touching up because...
No, don't.
There are a few tiny bits of plaster, but I am very impressed. Would you like to zoom in on my beautiful work?
Let me zoom in on this impressive artwork. It is very impressive.
Thank you. So it seems to have gone into all the little nifty corners. So my hammer smacking has done its job.
Yeah, it smacked really well.
And the great thing is that it took, I think if it was yesterday that I did it, I'll have to look when the recording was, it's kind of taken about 12 hours to push out, which means I could be getting through 2 of these a day, which is good for the future. I mean, at this point, I only need to do 5 of them, so...
Yeah, when you start your industrial production, you might need a bit more.
The challenge at this point will be to dry it without it curling, because I can't weight it down because of the design on the top. So I'm going to have to wrap it in, almost completely wrap it in plastic and let it dry very slowly. I'm well impressed with that. Let's get Jason's wow face now. You film Jason when I show him this. This is my tile.
That's pretty good.
It's good, isn't it?
That's really good. You just make that?
I made it with I made.
Wow.
I made it last night.
Wow. Yeah.
I didn't make the mold last night. That was a while ago.
Right. Wow. Well done.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Is his wow face better than mine?
Your original...
it wasn't much of a wow face.
Your original wow face was pretty good, but no one saw it because it was behind the camera. And now before... Shh.
Just capturing the moment as real as it gets.
Or before.
Oh.
Jason's going to do another coat of the bathroom slab. Shall we call it the bathroom slab?
That's a good name for it. Yeah, you can call it like 4 different things.
I know. I don't really know what to. The countertop. The
Piece of wood.
The piece of wood. Yeah.
How many coats have you done now on this?
This is our second coat.
Yeah.
And probably do 1 more. But it really does drink it up. It's really good that it gets in there.
So many of these jobs here, they require you have to do something and then wait and do something and wait, and so we're constantly like back and forth, aren't we, from different tasks?
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 different jobs every day, but over the course of the week, eventually you get finished.
Yeah, I think that doing daily videos kind of really helps that be appreciated, because if you do a weekly one, you just show a summary of the week. But
yeah. And this way you kind of get to see step by step.
Yeah.
A little variety.
Apart from poor Dave, who just hasn't stopped doing paneling for days now.
Yeah.
This is the back kitchen of the coach house, and it's been designed to be a professional kitchen. It's very small because we were limited in our area, but we planned it very tightly for exactly what we needed as a professional kitchen. Not to do restaurant service, but to be able to cater for groups that come here for retreats or have a cafe out here intermittently. But whilst we're going to be living in here, we obviously don't need a professional kitchen, and we're going to have most of our kitchen out in a little kitchen area there. So this room will be used for sink, dishwasher and fridge, and then storage. We're going to have as much storage as we can in here, which will be our stuff, not just food, but everything we need for living down here. And we don't need to finish this because it's going to be completely kitted out in restaurant equipment later on. So in fact, we don't want to necessarily do a lot of the finishing touches, but what would be really nice is to have it painted in white, as it ultimately will be, and to cover up these main bits, not least because it means we can then put shelves against them much more easily, and it just stops dust and spiders and mice being able to have free reign. So it's a bit late in the day because we've been taken up with a lot of other things, and Marc and Michaela haven't been very well, so it's been a bit fraught for a couple of days, but we're going to attempt to paint it, or at least some of it, today. So Marc suggested that because this is going to be under a work surface, we don't need to paint behind here, but for some reason he wants a straight line. I really don't know why, even though it's going to be behind something. So he suggested we
just
put
tape
some
off
masking.
right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The great thing about working with someone other than your spouse is you have to be polite to each other. So when Marc and I work together, we've usually fallen out within about 10 minutes. Or do you and Michaela work perfectly together and never argue?
We've never once argued. Is that normal? Is that normal for married couples to argue?
No. Do you know what? I'm not a very good painter. Do you know much about painting?
I've painted a few walls in my day, yeah.
Do you have to cut in first and then roll over it? Is that what you do? Like do the edges and then roll over it?
Usually, yeah. I think I have done edges first.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like a rule, honestly, where that's always the better way, but that makes sense to me. And my dad actually was a painter, so I should know.
You've got no excuse.
But
I would go so far as to say I'm not even an enthusiastic amateur, I'm a reluctant amateur at painting, so this could go wildly wrong.
yeah, that's my excuse for most things.
Someone left the lid off this paint at some point. This is the undercoat I was hoping to work with.
That's not good.
Well, would you believe that? The first drop of paint fell beside the plastic, the one little gap. plaster, and he said yes, it leaves a slight pattern, and yes, it's very thick.
Okay.
And he said the technique is you flick off when you finish. You don't leave a big old wedge. So when I go up, I go whoa, rather than and then lift it off. So yeah. Basically, this is to seal it.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got loads of bits in it because I didn't mix it properly, but I can get them off in a minute.
Okay.
It's a good room to practice on because it doesn't really matter in here, does it? You know, it's white, it's a utilitarian room, and it's probably going to be the room that's going to be most repainted out of all of them in its life, isn't it?
That's true. Finish taping and we get that wall.
I only need a tiny bit more height.
You're like halfway done with this wall already.
I'm not quite tall enough for it. So I'm to the top for the last bit.
Hey, look at this. It happens to be a ladder right there.
My tree, can I just ask you something? When you put the plasterboard over this, will you be doing it right up to the edge here, or stopping around there?
Yeah, probably. I think I'll do it in the hole.
Just inside the
Yeah.
hole?
Yeah, so that it's flush with the plasterboard.
Oh, do you think?
Yeah.
Don't like rolling, do you want to swap jobs?
Sure. Yeah. That's no problem.
Jason and I have agreed that we are not natural painters, and he asked me at one point, I wonder what a professional painter would do here, and I just replied, certainly not what we're doing. So we're just hoping we're going to learn all our lessons from the undercoat.
Yep. And the second coat will be perfect.
Yeah. You're definitely better at this than I am, though.
I don't know if that's true, but I appreciate the sentiment. That's nice of you to say.
It's not a very high bar, though. I mean, that's not a massive compliment.